Welcome back, you're watching Storyboard. While video might have taken a giant leap over the past few years, but the way in which different consumers watch video on different platforms is much different. So how is an agency like Essence helping clients navigate through this complexity? We find out from Essence's Adam Gerber, while he also speaks about how or what Essence is doing different from other GroupM agencies. Listen in. Adam, welcome to Storyboard.
Thank you.
I believe this is your maiden visit to the country.
It is. It's been fantastic.
So what brings you to India?
Well, we are here to visit our colleagues. We have a large office here in Delhi, and a number of us are over to meet with the team, understand what's happening in the Indian marketplace, and there's a tremendous amount of growth, both for the agency and for the business here in Delhi, and we're trying to stay focused on that.
So we are sitting right here in Gurgaon office of Essence, which is in the GroupM setup right here. I think it was set up in 2016. What is it that Essence does differently as compared to the other GroupM agencies?
You know, I think across GroupM we all do things a little bit differently depending on which operating company we're part of. What Essence is known for is a couple key things. We're a globally focused agency, so we're connected across the world, almost 17, 18 offices now, and we're very focused on data and product development. So we're building custom solutions for our clients, technical and product-based solutions. Underpinned by data, focused on the digital economy and kind of the changing media landscape.
Okay, so I was doing some research on Essence and its work, and how is it helping GroupM, and I was reading an article and I stumbled upon one which was by The Drum, and it quoted Essence as the fourth pillar of GroupM. Do you agree with the title?
The fourth pillar? Well, we have four major media networks across the world. We were referred to as the tip of the spear network by our global CEO of GroupM, Kelly Clark, when he announced about a year ago, a little over a year ago, that the agency would be transforming into a multi-channel agency. So not just digitally focused, but focused on all forms of media. We've rolled that out across the world on behalf of a number of our clients. And I think what we're trying to do is bring the expertise that we've built around digital and data into and across the other media channels and platforms that exist that are increasingly being influenced by both the distribution side of the business that are becoming digitized and the way that consumers are viewing and consuming media, which in many ways allows data and addressability to be applied to things other than just display and video online.
So speaking of multi-channel, that's what even mindshare is doing. So what is Essence really bringing different to the table?
Well, I'm not sure that we bring something necessarily radically different than our brothers and sisters across the GroupM network. I think everyone is focused today on trying to figure out how consumers interact with content on a very fragmented basis, whether that's on different devices, across different time dimensions. I think that what Essence is focused on is really trying to create more value across the ecosystem for both marketers, the media companies that are producing content, and the end consumer.
Adam, what according to you is the biggest challenge for marketers today in today's dynamic environment?
I think, the biggest challenge that I think marketers have today is understanding how quickly consumers' behavior is changing, both in terms of how they're buying product, how they're consuming media, their patterns and their behaviors throughout the day. Everything is really being transformed today by technology and by the pressures of time that we all have.
I think marketers should obsess about collecting data from every single consumer touch point.
I think data as a thing sometimes becomes overwhelming. What's really important is to collect the right data and to make sure that you're making decisions and evaluating things on the signals that are most relevant to the particular business objective that you have. So while I would argue that there are probably lots of places where data could be collected, you don't need to necessarily collect it at every one of those points.
Okay. You know, over the past few years, and as predicted by most of the experts from the industry, video has taken a major leap. You know, but consumer engagement on every video platform is different from the other. They might be watching TV in a particular way, they might be watching Netflix in some other way, and they might be watching video on a Twitter or an Instagram or a Facebook in a very different way. So how do you draw a pattern out of it, and how do you draw an insight out of this consumer engagement? It can't be like a single video insight.
Well, it isn't. And you know, the biggest challenge with what you just described, and I think this is a global problem, is the lack of measurement and the lack of ability for us to evaluate video and platform consumption holistically, so that we can understand what a consumer or what a household is doing and watching across the day, regardless of whether they're doing that in the morning or evening at home on their television set, or throughout the day on a mobile device or a desktop device, or even, for example, in cinema, if they're in cinema, because cinema is ad-supported. What we want to understand truly is all of the places that consumers are choosing to watch video content, sight, sound, and motion. It's highly engaging, it's a terrific ad environment, but we want to understand how to piece those things together in a way that benefits and delivers a brand message to drive a sale, to drive impact. The measurement doesn't exist. We don't have those solutions in place. So to your point, we have to piece a lot of it together. And the problem with that, as media continues to fragment, is that it's a very hard thing to do.
What are Essence's big plans for India in the coming days?
Well, our big plans in the coming year or two, I hope, is that we will continue to grow with our clients, that we'll continue to deliver business growth for our clients, and that we'll build our reputation in the market as the leading cross-channel media investment firm that clients can leverage. We think we bring a powerful and very different point of view to the table in terms of the technology that we've built, the analytics that we apply, and the process and approach that we walk clients through and apply to their business. So we're very, very optimistic about how that's playing out. We've seen growth over the last 2 years, and we continue to expect to see more.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thanks.
It is time for us to take a short break. On the other side of this break, we have a new campaign on this week's notice board.